Is This Thing On is the new film from major recent actor turned director Bradley Cooper. It follows a couple as they are approaching an impending divorce, one turning to the NYC stand-up comedy scene, and the other examining her sacrifices for her family. I didn't expect to like Is This Thing On as much as I ended up doing so. It doesn't go about reinventing the wheel, it doesn't appear as if it's even trying to, but it has an aesthetic which I couldn't help but be enamored by. There's a grounded naturalism to the way lighting is utilized in conjunction with how the camera moves. The constant motion of the handheld camera, rotating around its subject, the most notable examples come from when Will Arnett's Alex is on stage, creates a freestyle jazz vibe which is calming, to an extent. It's a nice film. I can't repeat how calm this film is amidst the chaos on screen. It proved to me that I can be rather simple with what I want out of a film, and this happened to hit pleasantly for me. I like the aesthetic of a constantly in motion, not overly stressy camera. Will Arnett and Laura Dern are exceptional on camera together. Dern's been an established dramatic actor for decades now, and she continues to not disappoint. Her more internal struggles as Tess bubble under the surface as most of the film's runtime focuses on Arnett as Alex. This isn't to suggest that Tess is pushed to the wayside. Albeit not quite a co-lead, her presence is pivotal in the forward trajectory of the story, and her arc intertwines with Alex's in a way which is still somewhat protagonist-like, but not fully there as far as runtime goes. Of course, the film is mostly Arnett's, as his first major dramatic role, shifting away from comedy as he plays a somewhat comedian. There's always a lovability to Arnett, his more goofy charm from prior live-action roles, shifting to a more melancholic one who is still able to bear the brunt of the film's emotion. The melancholy on his face, or his voice cracks, is emotional when they feature, but the film mostly coasts along these emotional beats. They're crucial, they build the characters, but the film is a humanistic comedy first and foremost, so that's the primary directive the film goes for, which, to reiterate, works in my opinion. I cannot finish talking about Is This Thing On without mentioning that Bradley Cooper steals the show as the goofily named Balls. Even when taking a supporting role in one of his own films, Cooper somehow still becomes a major highlight, giving himself the most out-there lines of dialogue, which got the most chuckles out of me in my screening. The approach to the tone of this film then becomes increasingly clear as being more loose and light, instead of a heavy drama which Cooper's been making until now. The switch is welcomed. Although I don't find that this film is more stylistically bold and interesting as Maestro, I will defend that film, the characters, their interactions, and most importantly the comedy which is sparked to life as a result, are clearly more of the focus this time round, and a character called Balls by everyone who talks to him is the distillation of how much the style has shifted closer to hangout film vibes. Complaints are hard for me to pinpoint on this one, aside from how little this film reinvents form, but I can brush past that and appreciate the story of Alex and Tess as it is. As a complete picture, I can acknowledge that I may not have a ton to say about this film. It's a vibes thing, and I mesh with the performances. There's not too much under the metaphorical hood. It's easygoing and nice without being too overly sweet or sentimental with it. Is This Thing On? 4 stars. Well, that's all. Keep on watching movies and form your own opinions. See you in the next one.